All right, so let's go through the projects. So I divided the projects into two groups. These projects here are good if you are working by yourself or if you are working with other people. These projects over here are good only if you're doing this by yourself. These would not really work if you're doing them with someone else. All right, so if you're working in a group or by yourself, you can make PowerPoint or Google Slides presenting on a topic of your choice. And you need to make sure you have at least 10 slides. Next, you could make an ABC book where each page of your book is a letter that relates to the Civil War. It's like A is for abolitionists. B is for the Battle of Bull Run. This you can make in PowerPoint or Google Slides. Next, you could write an informational report on any Civil War topic, a person or a battle, any topic, and make sure you include some pictures. It has to be 4 paragraphs long. Next, you can make a 7 to 10 photo collage on a Civil War battlefield, and each picture has to have captions, and this could be either made online with pictures. You don't need to print it out. You can just email it to me, or you can make it on a poster board. You could perform a song from the Civil War time period by singing or playing a musical instrument, or you could write your own song related to the Civil War and perform it as a group or by yourself. You could write 3 diary entries from the perspective of a soldier, a soldier's family, or a nurse or an enslaved person. So it's 3 diary entries from the perspective of someone who lived during the Civil War. You could create a poster about the different uniforms soldiers wore back then and make sure you include labels, and you could do this on PowerPoint or on a poster board if you have a printer. You could make 5 original postcards with Civil War themes, and the themes could be related to battlefields, people, important events, and this could be either made on PowerPoint or Google or Word, or you can do it by paper if you have poster paper or just regular paper. You could create an illustrated timeline that shows the important events of the Civil War. You need to make sure you have at least 10 events, and this can also be made in PowerPoint or on paper. Or you can make a map that shows at least 7 of the major battlefields of the Civil War, and each battle that you show has to include the date, where it took place, the key players, and the outcome of the battle. All right, so then these are projects that would be good for if you're doing it by yourself. You could make an authentic dish from the Civil War time period and serve it to your family. Make sure that you take pictures of them eating it or a video of people eating it, and that you also have to include the recipe in your project. You could create a replica of a Civil War battlefield, and your diorama could be made in a shoebox or a larger poster board or foam board. And remember, make sure that you're asking your parents to see if you can use whatever you have around the house so you don't have to buy anything. You could make a replica of a dress or soldier's uniform that was worn back then during that time period. And you could also, you don't have to wear it yourself. You could have a doll model it. You could create a skit about one of the Civil War topics. This could be recorded or performed live if you have other family members who can do it with you live. And this could be, for example, a reenactment of a Civil War battle, a reenactment of an important event like the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. This could be a reenactment of the important events in a famous person's life from the Civil War. So this would be a good one if you have many people in your family and you could have them participate in your skit. Or you can make a Civil War trivia game that includes important events in the Civil War. So let's look at some pictures and then I'll have you share what you're thinking you want to do. So here we have a person made a game with Civil War trivia, kind of a Candyland edition of a game. This is a poster board that somebody did on Civil War medicine and hospitals. So if you're interested in diseases and medicine and how they treated people back then this would be a good topic to do. Here, somebody made a replica of the Gettysburg Battle of Gettysburg. And then this person, let me move myself, made a poster board explaining the Battle of Shiloh. If you're wondering, like, Miss Antunes, I don't have this kind of poster board paper. You can use anything. You can use cardboard. You could use just like tape pieces of paper together. You don't need to buy anything, okay? I don't want you stressing out about this. Here we have somebody who used Legos to create a replica of a Civil War battle. We have a person who made hardtack, which is what Civil War soldiers ate on the battlefield, and they included the recipe and the steps for making it. Here we have a person who wanted to do their project on artillery of the Civil War, and they used cardboard and little pom-poms and glue and aluminum foil to make replicas of cannons. Here we have, you might recognize some of these middle schoolers from our school at Oyster Adams. They did their project on the differences between the South and the North, and they did a little battlefield presentation at the bottom. This is another project from school. This person did theirs on the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, and they did a replica of the courthouse with some pictures that they got on the internet. This person's project was on the life of a nurse. So nurses, as some of you might know, Clara Barton was a famous nurse who helped during the Civil War and started the American Red Cross. Here we have Matthias dressed up as a Civil War Union soldier. And so you could create, like I said before, you could create so a Civil War soldier or nurses or a dress from that time period. And then this project was on the life of a slave. So you can't see it here, but they did a replica of a plantation. All right, so based on these project ideas, I'll go back to them. Which one are you thinking you're interested in doing? Okay, think of, maybe write down 1 or 2 ideas that you have